Hello there guys, my name is the Marshal from Mars and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video. So today I wanted to talk about my hopes, I guess, for the zombie mode in Black Ops 3. As you can probably tell from the title. But so yeah, I'll just jump straight in because there's quite a lot here. So first thing I would quite like is a hard mode, because in Black Ops 2 there was an easy mode which... Has anyone actually played that? I don't know. But there's an easy mode and there's a normal mode. And when I heard about this, I was like, oh my god, imagine if there's a hard mode. How insane would that be? But I was bitterly disappointed because there was no hard mode. There was original, which was pretty easy. And then there was an easy mode, which is just ridiculous. Why wasn't there a hard mode? Like, it just puzzles me. Hard mode, you can have sprinting zombies, you know, like the good old Ruck days. It'd be so much fun. I'm not sure what other stuff they do. Probably maybe the zombies run quicker, like maybe by like round 4 they're all running, and then eventually start sprinting and they have more health. You know, just stuff like that. Just make it harder, because Black Ops 2 was just ridiculously easy. Like, it's piss easy to the point where it's boring. Next thing I wanted to say, it was subject to Black Ops 2 as well, which I felt they did, was they focused on the Easter egg quests in the story more than the gameplay. Not that I'm saying they didn't focus on the gameplay at all, but you can it definitely shows, because in maps like Buried, you just have Richtofen shouting at you to do the Easter egg every 10 fucking seconds. And the maps, I don't know, it's just, you don't feel like, once you've played them and stuff, you kind of feel like, oh, well, there's not really much more to do. And there's no replayability value. You just, I don't know what it is, I can't put my finger on it, but I think it's definitely to do with, not that I'm saying they shouldn't focus on the Easter egg quest, because a fairly large portion of the community is mainly, you know, attracted to that sort of side of it, which is fine. I'm personally not. I prefer playing it for the gameplay, because that is sort of the reason why I play zombies. You know, you have to remember it is a bonus co-op mode that's just supposed to be for a bit of fun. And if there's no replayability value, then it's kind of really, to be honest. And it's not. It sort of dies. Next thing, which was also quite a big problem with Black Ops 2, mainly. Was balancing weapons. Now, World at War got this pretty damn well, actually. Like, a lot of the war guns, they had a fair amount of ammo, and they weren't too bad. Like, they weren't amazing. They definitely weren't the best weapons, but they were pretty good guns. And then you have the box, where you'd have guns like the PPSH, the MG42, which were just amazing guns. And the thing about it is, box guns should have lots of ammo, and they should be fairly powerful, and war weapons shouldn't have a lot of ammo and should be sort of shit, because war weapons, you've got ammo on tap, so you're pretty much never going to run out of ammo, whereas box guns, you will run out of ammo, and you have that sort of awkward moment where you're looking for a max ammo, or you're just hitting the box again for a different gun. And for that reason, in my opinion, that's how they balance it, which in Black Ops 2 they did appallingly. Like, you just got guns like the AN-94 with 300 bullets on backup. It's so powerful, it reloads quick, it was just ridiculous. And then you have guns like the S-12, where it's pretty shit. It has 40 shots on backup, which is a joke. That's like 4 magazines. And you use it for about a minute, and then it's out of ammo completely. It's just bollocks. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Oh my god. Right, anyway, so, next problem I have sort of, I think is pretty damn important. It's arguable, but it's sort of more to do with the theme, horror survival, which was how zombies actually started, Nazi zombies. Nacht der Untoten, you're in like a tiny house, and there were zombies trying to break in, and you'd barricade the windows and try and keep them out, and that was horror survival. That is sort of what attracted to me in the first place. I was like, wow, this is like scary and cool. And then you see maps like Die Rise or Transit or Buried, But it's just like, what the fuck? This isn't scary. This is Origins. That's not really scary, is it? Mob of the Dead was pretty creepy. Because it had Alcatraz and it was sort of satanic shit going on, which was pretty cool. But it's all sort of second place to what they did originally in World at War. You know, you had an old house in a foggy environment in Germany where the undead Nazis were coming back to eat you. And you were trapped in a house and you just had to fight for as long as you can. And then you had Verrückt, sorry, where it was I can't talk, fuck me. You had Verrückt, which was an asylum where there's creepy shit. There's babies crying. There's morgues. There's people. You can hear people screaming and crying. There's the dentist chair where you can hear someone having their arm cut off. There's weird, creepy World War II music. There's lights flickering. There's drain pipes spilling water everywhere. It's so creepy. It was brilliant. That Verrückt, hands down, my favorite map, just because of the setting, let alone. Another cool features like 2 players, you know, the 4 players, 2 and 2, split on either side, and they have to meet up again. That was really cool. But that's not really relevant to this argument. So yeah, and then Shinonuma, you had a creepy swamp where there was maggots and Japanese zombies, and there was just a sort of sense of desertion and stuff. And then you had Darice, which is like a creepy factory where there was mysteries and conspiracies, and that's what I really want them to go back to with the setting, because nowadays Black Ops 1 sort of had it, but at the beginning they did, but then by the end it was kind of meh. Like Call of the Dead, that wasn't really, it was like Black Ops 1, it was alright. Ascension was a pretty cool setting. Kino was pretty creepy. Moon, in theory, it sounded really cool, but in reality, I don't know. I wasn't feeling the atmosphere for that map. Shangri-La, it was really cool, but it wasn't creepy, you know. And as cool as it was, Horror Survival, I think, was the best time for me, in my opinion. And that's why I think setting, they need to really focus on that. Apparently, they've been saying they're going to focus on horror and stuff, which I really hope they do, because that was sort of a huge part of the magic, in my opinion. So next, I sort of made another video about this, but I'll roughly go into detail. I would like custom characters. As I mentioned in the campaign, you get to create your own character for the 4-player co-op and stuff, which was really cool. We sort of had that for Ghosts, for the multiplayer, and for Extinction. I think it would be really cool for Zombies if they had that as well. Like I mentioned in my other video, there's a link on screen now, if I remember to put that in. But I explain more in depth of that, so please go and watch that first before you make, you know, comments and stuff about that certain point, because it is quite in depth. Next thing I want is no OP weapons, overpowered guns, but we don't want shit ones either. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but no guns like the Thunder Gun. You know, everyone says it's a classic, but I don't know. I just didn't really. To begin with, I thought it was really cool, but when I go back and play it now, it's just boring. Like, why would you want a gun where you can just shoot it and it just kills everything? And there's no skill involved, you just press a button. And there's 2 shots. Why would you need 2 shots if it kills more than 1 shot? That's what really drove me crazy about that. You know, I love guns like the Wunderwaffe and the VR11 that require skill to use, but they're also really cool and unique, as opposed to a gun that just explodes everything. The Sliquify was sort of cool. It was pretty unique in the sense that you could shoot at the zombies and they'd blow up one by one rather than all just exploding at once, and you could have the slippery stuff and all that. That was really fun to use. But we don't want, like I said, we don't want shit ones like the jet gun, where my theory with the jet gun is basically they made it really, really strong and overpowered. And then they were like, shit, this is way too overpowered, and they nerfed it, but they nerfed it to the point where it was just crap. Like, you use it for 10 seconds, and then it blows up, and you have to go around the map for 30 minutes to get it back again. That's just not fun. We don't want that. We don't want, well, at least I don't want 2 overpowered guns. Like, I'm not saying have shit ones, but I'm not saying we should have just ones that suck the fun out of everything. You know, we want one of the weapons to be fun to use, but at the same time not overpowered to the point where it's just boring. That's just my opinion anyway, please remember that. Next thing as well was another problem I had with Black Ops 2. Seems to be a reoccurring theme here. No banks or weapon storage. Banks was appalling. I don't know why they put that in the first place. It was one of the worst ideas ever. The fact you could get shit all on round 1. Why is that fun? Who wants everything on round 1? Who wants Jug on round 1? And epic guns, and then just run around killing zombies on like round 5 with good stuff. Why? The whole point of the fun, for me at least, with zombies is the tension, the build up to getting your gear and getting your perks and guns and stuff from the mystery box. And the fact that there's a bank and weapon storage that just lets you get all that shit on round 1, I don't know, it just sucks the fun out of it for me. I really don't like that, and yeah, that's arguable as well, but I've generally, universally, it's negative for that. So I really fucking hope they don't put that back, because that is gonna suck so much. Especially if you're playing with randoms, and you're just trying to play legit, and then someone comes in and gets like 20,000 points and opens up the whole map, and it's just like, yeah, piss off. So, next up, ranks, which is officially announced, but I don't want it to be you earn ranks and it affects the gameplay, which they've said isn't the case. Ranks is just sort of little bonus for replayability, but it's not going to affect the whole simplicity of zombies and stuff, which is excellent. I'm glad to hear that. But what I hope is they make it that you earn XP in ways not like multiplayer, just kills. You know, something a bit more creative to demonstrate the skill of the player. So like, I'm not too sure how they do this, but maybe something like a kill-death ratio. A certain amount of kills you get without dying, so that it demonstrates, or maybe like how many deaths you get in a game itself, and how high you got on the round. You know, just stuff like that. Because in my opinion, I think a good zombie player is not necessarily high rounds, because that's pretty much, anyone could do that. Just sort of not dying. Not having too many downs, I think, is definitely the main focus, I think. Maybe revives and stuff as well for co-op play. And just sort of more creative ways than just kills. I think that would be a lot more fun, but not cryptic to the point where it's Black Ops 2 and you don't know what's going on. And don't make it as well that you lower your ranks, because that's bollocks, and that means we have to play COD like every day. And some of us have other stuff to do, believe it or not. So yeah, not a fan of that. Another thing as well, going back to World at War, I want a rich backstory. Obviously, previously, like I said, don't focus on the story too much, primarily gameplay, but what is really cool as well was the rich backstory, the sort of secrets. You go around the map and you'd find like radios and notes and stuff, and you could learn the backstory rather than just have it shoved in your face in cutscenes like we do nowadays, which it's not very creative, I feel. I prefer it when it was sort of cryptic and you'd have to figure it out and have theories and stuff, rather than what it is now. With Black Ops 2, definitely. Black Ops 1 sort of had it, but they sort of lost it in a lot of ways as well. But yeah, rich backstory would be really cool if we have conspiracies and stuff, you know, like, we find out characters are traitors, you know, like, Richtofen and stuff. That was so cool back in the Doris days. So yeah, next thing as well, more variety in enemies, you know. You see many other zombie games, Killing Floor 2, fucking epic game, by the way, get that if you haven't got it already, or at least check it out, it's amazing. But, in games like Killing Floor 2, you have a lot of variety in the enemies. I'm not saying rip off games like Killing Floor 2 or Left 4 Dead, but, you know, come up with new creative types of zombies, not just the same ones, or at least make it zombies have cool new things. Like today I was playing Ascension, and I remembered about the mechanic where the zombies actually dodge your bullets. You know, just sort of little stuff like that. It makes it actually a lot more fun than just shooting zombies in the face. And that's sort of it. You know, some really creative stuff. I think sprinters definitely help with that, because you're like, holy shit, a sprinter's coming, especially if you have a heavy giant gun. I would like to add as well, if you do put in guns like the Thunder Gun, maybe make it sort of, there's a catch to it, like you run really slow with it or something like that, or it has a really slow reload. You know, just little stuff like that, make it balanced, like I said previously. But anyway, next thing I wanted to say as well, custom game settings. They did sort of scratch the surface with Black Ops 2, but not really. We sort of want more custom stuff. Maybe let us choose the perks, the guns, in maps and stuff. And in Black Ops 2, at the beginning anyway, they sort of made it you could just play in sections of the maps and stuff, which was pretty cool. They didn't really do that at the end. They sort of ditched it after Transit, which was kind of weird, but maybe it's just because they couldn't be asked, but I don't know. But what would be really cool is if we just get the map itself, and then we can choose areas of the map to lock down, rather than going on the menu and selecting the sections. We get to choose maps, certain areas that we lock down. This would be really cool, certainly for the later part of the game's life cycle. You see a lot of zombie channels, they do sort of challenges and stuff, which I play a lot. I don't really upload, but I love playing challenges. It mixes it up, it makes the gameplay fresh, and definitely if we customize the stuff, then we can ensure no arsewipes playing with us are cheating. But it would be really cool if we could officially lock down areas so it is legit challenge and not just us saying we're not going to do that and then we end up doing it. You know, I think it would be really cool, as I said, in the game, later life cycle, because Treyarch said about how people are going to be playing this for years to come, so I think that would definitely be a key part, customization. And finally, last but not least, certain problem I had, certainly with Black Ops 2, with large maps, was more systems to get around maps quicker. Once the map is unlocked, so obviously we don't want it like you can go to the other side of the map on round 4 and have the whole map unlocked. We like it so that it's a good build-up, which they have done. You know, you work your way through the whole map to unlocking it, which is excellent. But by the time you're at like round 50 and you've sort of done everything, say we take Mob of the Dead for instance, you're in the cafeteria and you go down, you kill all the zombies, you get back up, you got a crawler or whatever, and you have to go back out around the map and get all your perks. I get so bored having to do that because the map's so big and you have to run around the whole map getting your perks. You've done it all before, you've played it 1,000 times, and you just want a good system. The gondola was it was alright, but there's only one system from there to there, from the cell block to the docks. You know, I want more systems, more ways of getting around the map so that it's quicker. Shangri-La did this quite well with the whole cart thing and waterfall. So just more stuff like that we unlock once we unlock certain areas or the whole map, just so it's not a cheat way to get around the map, but once you, like I said, once you have unlocked the map and you're at a really high round, and it's not hard getting around the map, getting your perks, it is just a boring grind. That would certainly make it a lot more fun and a lot less boring. And that is all my reasons, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. Do you agree, do you disagree with my points? Be sure to leave a comment, and if you have any other ideas, then be sure to leave a comment as well. I would actually be really interested. And yeah, that's my hopes and thoughts for Black Ops 3 Zombies. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.